Hi everyone, welcome on YourPedia education platform, the dedicated platform where you can prepare for various interviews, group discussion and group task. And this video is related to the document of IOCL. Whenever you go for interview of any public sector, they tend to ask you some questions related to that public sector. And IOCL is a very prestigious energy sector, public sector in the energy domain. And so many students have got the interview call for this public sector, and the interviews are going to be in September and October 2022. Here is a document. You can download this document from our website. Please go through the important things from this document, and also maybe you can refer the website of IOCL. I have updated it and today itself, and then we are discussing this briefly, and you can read through this. You know, Indian Oil has global presence, and sometime he will ask you that do you know where are our offices and where are our other assets. So you can tell Canada, US, Venezuela and all these countries. You can always say that we have our footprints in this. Then certain more informations, like in which what is the rank of this particular company. It's a Fortune's 500 company and world's largest corporates का company है ये, and this is in the rank is 151. So some information about this company is required, and it gives employment to lot of people, and this is a truly energy company, and it is present for the last many decades, and it deals with entire hydrocarbon value chain. So what is the meaning of entire hydrocarbon value chain? So entire hydrocarbon value chain means that means refining, pipeline, transportation, marketing, exploration, production of crude oil, gas, petrochemical, gas marketing. So all these things are basically the part of entire hydrocarbon value chain. So this is a refining pipeline. So you should know which domains it is working into. So the domains are all these domains, right? And this is downstream operations. You should know what is the downstream operation, and it is also into alternate energy sources. So this kind of information will be helpful for you to tell why you want to join IOCL. There are other energy companies also like ONGC, HPCL, Indian Oil, so many, but why you want to join IOCL? So this kind of information will be helpful for you to answer those questions. And then it has its own presence in Sri Lanka, Mauritius, UAE, Singapore, all these countries also it has its presence. So that information is also important to you, and what are the various joint ventures. Now some information about IOCL, and I am sure you people are going to read this document. So some information about this document, information about this company. Number one, it is under the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. That means you should know who is the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, etc. Largest commercial oil company in country. It's the largest oil company in the country. So that is what we can say. For financial year 2021, ranked second in India's list of 500 Fortune companies, and globally 151. So largest in India I think is Reliance. So number one, but public sector mein this is number one. Its employee strength is not very important, but largest downstream oil company. Downstream means product, selling the product, not crude oil to product, but not exploration part, but selling the product. So that means various products which are sold by Indian Oil Company, that is IOCL, that they are important for you because it is a downstream oil company. And all the petrol pumps, I suppose 50% of the petrol pumps belong to IOCL only. So it contributes to India's 50% of India's petroleum product market share. So that means they are recruiting people for marketing, sales and all. Largely engineering graduates, they go into this. So petrochemical activities ke liye chemical engineers, but for others I think marketing and all other engineering graduates they look for. Total country का refining capacity का 32% and downstream sector का 71% is there with it, and this is Bharat stage 6 compliant totally, and pipeline network का 14,670 kilometer of network is there with it, and there are so many petrol pumps and Kisan Seva Kendra. So it has 29,000 plus petrol pumps. As I told you that it has almost 50% of total petrol pumps belong to IOCL. So Indane is the cooking gas, you know, Indane is its cooking gas. So like HP का होता है, भारत पेट्रोलियम का होता है, Indane जो है वो इसका कुकिंग गैस का नेम है, LPG कुकिंग गैस का. So that is also one of the biggest market it has. एविएशन फ्यूल भी है, 60% ऑफ एविएशन फ्यूल का मार्केट इसके पास है. And there are other brands like, you know, Indane LPG cooking gas, servo lubricants, extra premium, very famous brands these are. Propel petrochemicals and all these servo, Indane, these are basically over 50 years old brands. So servo जो आपका lubricant है and Indane, they are very old brands. R&D center is at Faridabad, and it is one of the best R&D center in downstream petroleum products. Alternate energy programs in the field of bioenergy. So if he says why you want to join a company IOCL which actually deals with hydrocarbon, and hydrocarbon is not a sustainable fuel, so why you want to work in this company? You will say, sir, actually it is an energy company and it is also working in alternate fuels like bioenergy, solar energy, hydrogen energy, blended fuel, synthetic fuels. So ये सारे के सारे alternate energy के source हैं जिसमें IOCL काम कर रहा है, and others also you should know these names. So it is the second largest player in natural gas, eco-friendly fuel natural gas का promotion, that is Indian Oil does, and oil and natural gas I think is the largest player, and then IOCL. Natural gas to household and compressed natural gas to auto fuel का wants to become the largest player. So R&D expertise is used to different technologies like 2G, 3G, ethanol, biofuels, coal gasification, hydrogen, battery technologies, etc. So it wants to work in that domain. Hydrocarbon value chain. So entire hydrocarbon value chain including, so you say no, Indian Oil actually deals with, it's the largest oil company in India and deals with the highest, it deals with the entire hydrocarbon value chain. That means downstream वाला सारा cover करती है, जैसे refining है, pipeline transportation है, marketing of the petroleum products, exploration and production of crude oil, exploration भी करता है, natural gas, petrochemicals. So entire hydrocarbon chain, that is a word you should know. And alternate energy and you know, a globalization of downstream operations, it is entering into that, और बाकी countries में भी है. What is SATAT? That is a green initiative. The full form is Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation. Compressed biogas is produced from organic waste or biomass like, you know, farm residue, cattle dung, sugar cane, all these things. Indian Oil has a strategic intent to scale up its presence in e-mobility by equipping its customer touch points with turbocharging battery swapping facilities for EV. So basically electric vehicle is something जहाँ से question वो पूछता है कि electric vehicle आ रहे हैं तो how we can basically create the charging facilities for electric vehicle, how we are to create the charging facilities for electric vehicle, that is something which we have to see. So you know, it is entering into energy storage, batteries, and new basically ventures it is entering into. So hydrogen spiked CNG or hydrogen based, these things it is trying to enter into. So एनर्जी बेस्ड डोमेन में इट इज ट्राइंग टू एंटर, और ये वाला ई मोबिलिटी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल वाला इंपॉर्टेंट डोमेन है. सो व्हाट IOCL इज डूइंग इनटू ई व्हीकल्स, टर्बो चार्जिंग, यू नो, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, चार्जिंग, how to create the plug-in hybrids, how can we use our infrastructure. This question was asked many times last year also in interviews, that how can we use our existing asset in the form of petrol pumps and all for these kind of things. So how can we use that? तो ये क्वेश्चन भी बहुत बार पिछली बार पूछा गया था. It is the most profitable company and most profitable state owned company it became in May 2018, and even in you know, this during the COVID lockdown it became the profit company. COVID lockdown के टाइम पे जब पेट्रोल pumps were not operating and all, even at that time it was not in losses. So that also you need to see how it all happened. Now some information from, you know, Wikipedia which we have got. So पहले इसका नाम क्या था, इंडियन रिफाइनरीज लिमिटेड 1958, फिर इंडियन ऑयल कंपनी वाला 1959, and then in June 30, 1959 it was made Indian Oil. So this is how it was, and headquarter इसका न्यू दिल्ली में है, and it works in different parts of India. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya is the chairman of this company. That name is important. Products हैं LNG, lubricant, natural gas, petrochemical, petroleum, and government का share 51.5% है, and petroleum and natural gas company जो है, that is the its main company, that is a petroleum company, that is Ministry of Petroleum is the owner company of this. And then there are some subsidiaries like Chennai Petroleum Corporation, Indian, Lanka Indian Oil. So these are the subsidiaries of this. What are the various divisions, business divisions? It works in refineries, it works in pipeline division, marketing division, R&D. कई बार वो क्वेश्चन पूछता है तुमसे कि आप किस डोमेन में काम करना चाहो. Do you know what are the different business verticals? In which domain would you like to work? So you can say, sir, I am ready to work anywhere, but marketing is my favorite domain or something. But at least you should know what are the various business domains in which it works. And similarly, what are the various refineries, कहाँ पे है, सबसे बड़ी रिफाइनरी का नाम क्या है, कहाँ कहाँ पे रिफाइनरीज हैं, और आपके पास में कौन सी रिफाइनरी है, हल्दिया रिफाइनरी, मथुरा रिफाइनरी, पानीपत, पारादीप. सो विच रिफाइनरी इज क्लोजेस्ट टू यू, दैट यू शुड नो. दो मेजर कंपटीटर हैं इसके, एक BPCL और HPCL. HPCL इज नो पार्ट ऑफ ONGC, and Reliance Petroleum and SR Oil, Shell, they're the private players. Now if you see March say 2021, this particular profit is for this particular, and this financial year 2021 this annual financial report, if you see, then you will find that it was in profit. So inventory gain हुआ था. मैंने आपको बताया कि even during COVID, when petrol was not sold at petrol pumps, how could it be in profit? Answer was inventory benefit हुआ था. That means ऐसे टाइम पे आपको क्रूड ऑयल जो था वो चीप मिला था इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में, एंड दैट यू कुड सेव, एंड वहाँ पे आपको इन्वेंट्री में थोड़ा बेनिफिट हुआ था. So then you should know about chairman Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. He is the chairman. You should know he is a chemical engineer from NIT Rourkela. So if you are from NIT graduate, if you are an NIT graduate, you are chemical engineer, naturally he may ask you, do you know who is the chairman, and after how many years you become director or chairman. So you can see 34 years of work you can become there, and from where you start your career and how you become the chairman. So those things should be known. Other than chairman, CMD, you should know who is the director of HR, because HR is the interview taking body. So Ranjan Kumar Mohapatra is a mechanical engineer from BITS Pilani, and he is the director of HR. Similarly, director of marketing, that is another important director you should know. Other than that, what are the various refineries? You should go to website, and you should also see the refineries if it is close to you. If you are from West Bengal, you should know Haldia refinery kahan pe hai. If you are from particular place like Haryana, you should know where is a Panipat refinery. Have you seen that refinery? Paradeep. So those things should be known to you. As far as the health, safety, environment is concerned, they are the three pillars for safe communities. So IOCL works on health. It works on the health of the safety of the employee, and environment also is not to be polluted. So they have told about their social objectives. So it gives a very high priority to conducting its business with strong environment conscience. All the refineries are ISO 14064 certified, and sustainable management development के लिए occupational health and safety management system is already in place. So this ISO certification is related to occupational safety and health. So that you should know. And then we get to know about training part. So regular training is provided to the employees, and training is a very important point. And personal protective equipment, PPE, that is another thing which you should know. Green fuel alternative, what is the meaning of that? So conventional fossil fuel are not sustainable, as we know they are global warming produced fuels. So renewable sources of energy which are safe, clean and inexhaustible, so these are also to be seen. So उसमें क्या क्या आता है, उसमें बेसिकली आपका ये इथेनॉल ब्लेंडेड पेट्रोलियम, बायोडीजल, हाइड्रोजन एनर्जी, CNG, उसके ऊपर ये काम कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ CNG, एंड उसमें क्या क्या आता है, CNG कहाँ पे होता है, एंड इट इज़ मार्केटेड इन मुंबई एंड दिल्ली, महानगर गैस लिमिटेड मुंबई एंड इंद्रप्रस्थ गैस लिमिटेड दिल्ली. ये आपको नाम पता होने चाहिए. राइट, मार्केटिंग यहाँ से होती है इन कंपनीज के थ्रू। CNG सी, देन व्हाट इज द कंप्रेस्ड बायोगैस, वो केमिकल फॉर्मूला भी कई बार पूछता है, व्हाट इज कंप्रेस्ड बायोगैस, व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट दिस, कहाँ पे यूज होता है और किस चीज से बनता है, दैट ऑल्सो यू शुड बी अवेयर। व्हाट इज ऑटो गैस, व्हाट इज LPG, लिक्विड पेट्रोलियम गैस किसको बोलते हैं। ओके, सो ऑटो गैस, LPG, ऑटो गैस क्या है, इथेनॉल ब्लेंडेड पेट्रोल क्या है, जस्ट गो थ्रू इट। बायोडीजल इज अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट फ्यूल, एंड देन हाइड्रोजन एनर्जी, ये क्या है, दैट ऑल्सो यू शुड नो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हाइड्रोजन एनर्जी। सी वी शुड नो दैट हु इज द मिनिस्टर ऑफ पेट्रोलियम, सो Shri Hardeep Singh Puri is the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Rameshwar Teli, he is also Minister of State. Propel एक बहुत ही important basically brand है Indian oil का, and it just mention about the range of petrochemicals. So this brand name Propel implies propulsion or impetus, that is the meaning of it, propulsion or impetus, that means giving growth to something, that is the meaning of it. And इसके अंदर बहुत सी चीजें आती है, propel के अंदर this is a range of products actually, and you should know these products, petrochemical products like alkyl benzene, purified terephthalic acid, paraxylene, this name of these बेसिकली प्रोडक्ट्स कम अंडर दिस। एंड वो मेंशन भी किया है पैकेजिंग के लिए कौन सा प्रोडक्ट यूज होता है, कंज्यूमर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में कौन सा यूज होता है, ऑटो बाइक्स मोबाइल्स में कौन सा यूज होता है, एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में कौन सा यूज होता है। सो ऑल दीज प्रोडक्ट्स आर अंडर द नेम ऑफ दिस। हेल्थ केयर में कौन सा यूज होता है, दैट यू शुड नो। And as we discussed earlier, there is a R&D center in Faridabad, and this is one of the best R&D center related to petroleum products of IOCL, that is the basically R&D center. पानीपत के अंदर and पारादीप के अंदर product application development center भी है, which promotes the commercial application of certain products, and quality monitoring and technical support to be provided to the customers which take particular kind of product. So ये भी कुछ important इनके centers हैं which can be asked. And last में what do you understand by Maharata companies? So Indian Oil Corporation is a Maharata company, became Maharata in 1959, one of the earliest Maharata companies. And how do you decide whether a company is Maharata, Navaratna or Mini Ratna? It is on the basis of your net worth. इसका मीनिंग ये होता है कि कंपनी कैन इन्वेस्ट विदाउट गवर्नमेंट्स अप्रूवल, सो फाइनेंशियल ऑटोनॉमी उसके पास ज़्यादा होती है। मतलब कोई महारत्ना कंपनी कैन इन्वेस्ट 15% ऑफ इट्स नेटवर्थ और 5,000 करोड़ विदाउट सीकिंग अप्रूवल फ्रॉम द मिनिस्ट्री। तो आपको मिनिस्ट्री से अप्रूवल नहीं लेना पड़ता, आप उसमें इंडिपेंडेंट हैं। सो देयर आर सम क्राइटेरिया बाय विच यू बिकम महारत्ना कंपनी। आप नवरत्ना होने चाहिए पहले, आपका नेटवर्थ इतना 15,000 करोड़ होना चाहिए, प्रॉफिट आपका 5,000 करोड़ होना चाहिए। दीज आर सम ऑफ द क्राइटेरियाज। सो दीज आर द क्राइटेरियाज टू बिकम द महारत्ना कंपनी। ही माइट आस्क यू व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट। अब जब आप इंटरव्यू में जाते हैं तो सम टाइम यू से दैट आई वांट टू ज्वाइन पब्लिक सेक्टर बिकॉज दे आर प्रेस्टिजियस जॉब्स। आप कई बार बोलते हैं कि उसमें आप स्टेबिलिटी मिलेगा, आपको सोशल मोटिव पे काम करने को मिलेगा। बट इन द बजट 2021, आई थिंक 2020-2021, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर सेड दैट लॉस मेकिंग पब्लिक सेक्टर विल बी प्राइवेटाइज्ड। और प्राइवेटाइजेशन गवर्नमेंट चाहती है, डिसइन्वेस्ट करना चाहती है, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट वांट्स टू क्रिएट द रिसोर्सेज फॉर डेवलपमेंट अदर सेक्टर्स। सो दे नॉर्मली आस्क यू इन द इंटरव्यू दैट व्हाट इफ दिस बिकम्स द प्राइवेट सेक्टर टुमारो। तो उसका आंसर आप किस तरीके से देंगे। सो सबसे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए प्राइवेटाइजेशन है क्या और इसकी बात गवर्नमेंट क्यों करती है प्राइवेटाइजेशन की, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट एंड व्हेन वी वांट टू डू प्राइवेटाइजेशन एंड व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय प्राइवेटाइजेशन। अभी तक प्राइवेटाइजेशन में क्या हुआ है। सो एयर इंडिया, पवन हंस, BPCL, सो राइट। सो व्हाट इज सो फार डेवलपमेंट इन द प्राइवेटाइजेशन, दैट यू शुड नो। एंड क्या IOCL का प्राइवेटाइजेशन होने का चांस है। सो not entire, but some part like pipe division or something can be like privatized. So you should be ready with this question, and when you come for HR, I will discuss with you how to give best answer to this. Also you should know what is the disinvestment and क्या meaning होता है disinvestment वगैरह का, that also you should know how to deal with that. So disinvestment क्या होता है and other things that you should be aware. Recent developments क्या हैं, recently क्या हुआ है, that particular thing also you should know. So what is the objective of disinvestment in India? क्यों करना चाहते हैं। Basically government wants to meet budgetary needs, physical deficit reduce करना है. So these are some of the criteria for disinvestment. और इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट की, दैट ऑल्सो यू शुड नो, दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट. सो क्या चैलेंजेस हैं डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट के, क्या उसमें चैलेंजेस मिलेंगे डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए, सो दैट ऑल्सो यू शुड नो कि चैलेंजेस क्या क्या है और डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट का मीनिंग क्या है. ही माइट आस्क यू द मीनिंग ऑफ डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट, प्राइवेटाइजेशन एंड whether IOCL can go for that or not. So just go through this entire document and whatever we discussed, just brief it up. The moment you go through this entire document, you have basic knowledge. Then come for HR, I will be asking you some questions from IOCL also, and then your personal, from CV in HR, and then we proceed forward in that direction. So let's start preparing for this. It's a great opportunity and let's try to convert it. Thank you.